Welcome to the last section of the video. Right now what you see is 135-inch image to the curtain that I've created as a projector screen. Welcome to Home Cinema and Tech Review. In this video, we're going to be doing something different again, like always. So what you see here is a roll down curtain. I made a dedicated video before. It was about $25. Early in the channel, you can find cheapest projector screen possible. But it was a transparent screen, like it was a transparent curtain, sun blocker, but it wasn't actually sun blocker, like it was just a shading curtain. So that way it was transparent, so if you don't have another curtain, probably your neighbors will watch the same stuff that you project on that curtain. So it was $25. This is not that. This is not going to be cheap, by the way. This is probably $150 and above, depending on where you buy it. This is a 3-meter, customly made, and I've chosen some of the stuff that I will share in this video if you're wondering this. So this is going to cost you above $150. So if you're wondering why the hell that I've spent $150 and potentially above, depending on your country, to a roll-down curtain with the manual rings and stuff instead of a motorized projector, regular widescreen, yeah, it's difficult maybe for you, but for me, it's simple. Let me just show you. The reason is I want to hide it. I'm going to place it in the rail system up top for the regular curtains of this room. So like the last $25 video, but this time I'm going to be able to block the sun completely when it comes from this angle, and I also will be having 3-meter screen, and secretly, because I will take all these curtains and push them one row front, so I got a clean, closer row rail system, one rail for me, 2 rail for the rest of these things, like the regular curtains, you know, from the side. So I will be having a huge screen, and when I pull it up, you won't be seeing anything else. So that way I can project with the long throw projectors. It's not going to be tensioned, by the way. So this is not going to be the cheapest screen. This is not going to be the most expensive screen, and this is not going to be the most highest gain screen. And this is not going to be, again, I'm going to say what it's not actually. So this is not going to act as a ALR screen either. So this is a white sun blocking screen. So you probably seen the intro, you probably liked it, that's why you're watching it. So we're going to, in this video, what we're going to do, I'm going to take this cover off and I'm going to show you close-ups why I bought this custom made. I've chose the specs of this roll down curtain and the reason behind it, and the results probably will be suitable for some people and not suitable for others. And in the beginning, I just wanted to say you can purchase roll down style or motorized cheapest projector screen for the similar prices, and they will be electrified, remote controlled, and also motorized. But for this, you're going to use your hands every time. This is manual, but this is going to be hidden. So it has some sort of a different purpose. So without further ado, let's open this up and try to install it and then take a look in the detail at the end of the video. In this section of the video, I'm going to get close, but before that, I'm going to just turn a while. And you're going to see the 135-inch 3-meter length curtain. This is a sun blocker and it's a quite thick unit. I will take the wide angle lens from DJI Osmo Pocket 3, and they gave me, instead of plastic converters that I wanted, they've sent it to me with the metal ones. I think they probably thought if I'm going to put something heavy, they automatically send the metal ones, but I didn't want these because I want to use my original rail system, which I'm going to show you in a couple of seconds. So basically this is the end of it. As you can see, I'm using a metal chain. This is an extra cost, and the mechanism is like step by step, as you can see close up behind the stickers.
you can clearly see the steps. So I got like click, 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 kind of like steps that will help to lock it down where I want it to. But the most important thing, this thing is heavy and thick. This is a 47 millimeter. Let me just get it high. Okay, I'm putting on my knees so you can see it. It has 3-finger depth. Basically what we have is 47 millimeter pipe inside. Normally they use aluminum, probably 32 millimeter pipes, and my early video for $25 curtains, they use those sort of stuff. But if you go above 2.5 meters or 2 meters, uh, probably they need to do 47 millimeter. The reason behind this, if the length is too long, aluminum pipe gets bendy. So you're going to, instead of you're going to have a like straight line, you're going to have a bended pipe if you don't choose the thick 47 millimeter inside bar system like this. So I've chose the thickest one, so it's going to have some space of its own. So you need to clarify that how much space that you can have in your curtain space. Let me just get close why this is important to show you the reality. I'm going to get on a couch to show you that this is the rail system, normal plastic rail system that I got, and there is another space between the second ceiling. This is custom-made ceiling, but original ceiling, as you can see, has more depth. So I got a one rail free looking right now. I'm going to probably use in front of this rail, but for that, let me just get back. You probably know the setup. These are just for the looks, not for the creating shadow purposes. So behind this, there's a thin curtain. So behind that, my sun blockers. They are not sun blocker, but shady. Probably both of them acting as a shade system. But I don't know the exact name, so ladies probably know that. But basically, I got 3 layers of stuff. I need to push them one rail system, one line in front, so I got myself a clear front line. I'm going to do that, and later on I need to check, because normally I ordered plastic converters. Normal plastic converters can hold the system like this, but without anything else. Like you can install them inside of those rail system. Just push in and rotate it. They will lock down. But instead of plastic, they gave me, my order was plastic, but they gave me these metals. Probably they automatically thought, if this is going to be heavy stuff, they thought the screwed and metal versions will be much stiffer and more stronger. But I'm not sure in this stage. I'm going to use the metal ones with drilling the ceiling, but if I don't, I will buy the plastic ones, and this video will continue in another day. For now, I'm just going to push these in a front line and take a look at what I can do, if I'm going to put holes or not. So, wish me luck. After a couple of hours and blood, sweat and tears, I believe I've just installed enough amount. Let me just get high with the ladder. Enough amount adjustment. These are plastic into the rail system, and as you can see, they are continuing along the way to this edge, and also for the rest. I know it's looking a little narrow, as you can see. Maybe better this time. After the curtains, of course, the focusing is difficult. So I am nearly there. I'm going to install it, and we're going to continue. Welcome to the after installation section. I am in my pajamas, sorry for that, and 50%, maybe even more wet, because installation took about 1 hour for me. I'm a good DIY guy. I design my own products, and I've designed custom holder for much heavier, ultra short throw screen like this Vivid Storm. You probably seen a lot of short and long videos in my channel. I've designed my custom holders, and I'm drilling holes and installing my TVs, and we are not, since I'm not living in UK, or probably not the UK is the right word, I'm not living in US, so the walls are solid. So when you put holes to the walls or the ceilings, it's tough. And if you're not a DIY person, the installation will probably take longer time and you might fail. So if you're not good with DIY, don't try this at your home. Just hire a professional, and that will also will be added to your cost. And installation might be similar to your curtain cost. Curtain is regularly, this is a 3 meter, and I've chose the material. It's more expensive than the regular sunblockers because it's longer, thicker, and the system is much more mechanic. So I can stop each step of the motor of its own. Like, it's not motorized, but still the steps are more stronger than the regular system. So the cost is about $175 for the curtain. For the installation, probably somebody will take about $75. So it'll increase the overall cost. This is not going to be a cheap setup. If you're a DIY, maybe you can handle that. So before diving into the examples of the visuals, I just want to show you how this really works. Basically, these are for aesthetic purposes. The real sun blockers are here, much more thinner. These are like half blockers, or not sun blockers, but shaders. Let's just call them shaders. So these are for just privacy in the daytime. So I'm going to pull the curtain down. It's going to take a little bit of time. This is a 3 meters curtain. Don't forget this. And sun blocker. As I go down, camera will adjust. Right now, this is 2 o'clock, 2:30 o'clock in a rainy day, in a springtime. So basically, if it was a sunny day, there will be a lot of light coming from this huge window. This window is about 2.6 meters, and the screen is 3 meters. So basically, I'm covering the entire window, and also the side curtains are quite helping to block the side lights. So I am really creating the perfect dark setup here, and I can go down. I've chose the longer curtain, so I can go just bottom of this place. This is a 3 meter length, and if I remember correctly, 2.5 meter goes down, maybe 3 meter again. I've chose it. I don't remember. I guess 3 to 3 meter length, 3 meter depth. So this is a thick, big, long curtain, and it handles as well. So one thing is happening. If you have side curtains for aesthetic purposes, like, I don't know, they call it like phone or backdrops, because they look cool. Ladies love this. I guess it depends on where you live, of course. But basically, these are thicker curtains, and they are bumping. So when they bump, they create about 1.5, 2 centimeter depth. So the issue is the curtain is just going a little bit of curvy. So this will ruin your setup if you're going to use short throw projectors. This is not a tension screen. If you're going to use ultra short throw, sorry, not the short throw, but ultra short throw with the 45-degree angle, I showed it in the many of the videos. This curves and bumps going to ruin your visual quality. But if you're going to use a long throw projector like me, I am planning to use long throw from distance, and probably you're going to see the results in the end of this video's last section with my conclusion. So this will help you to block the entire light. Basically, what is the advantage of this then? This is not cheap. By the way, if you install it about $200 and $250, for that price, you can definitely buy a regular white motorized projector screen. So why this? Cheap motorized projector screens are no high gain, okay? They are not like Vivid Storm or branded high-end projector screen. And I've explained the high gains are really adding, for low brightness projectors, quite a bit of amount of extra light, and that's just affecting the quality quite a lot. So you pay and you get what you paid for. Basically, this is not the cheapest setup. This is not the best gain back setup. This is not an ultra short throw setup. So what is this setup for then? So basically, this is my custom setup, and if you don't have a dedicated wall to project on, this might be your only option. So regular projector screens are thick, with aluminum outside casing and motorized system, they need to be thick and wide. So they are about 10 to 12 centimeters. So they are not going to fit regularly your regular curtain rail systems. This might be your only option. That is why I'm shooting this video. But for me, basically, I have ultra short throw ALR Vivid Storm here, TV is here, and I might be changing the Vivid Storm ALR later on with a bigger screen, because I think it needs to be bigger. When I pay this much amount of money to my ultra short throw, I need at least 120 inches, in my opinion. So this is a 135 inch, 3 meter length, and properly applied Screet sun blocker. It also adds like blocking the sun with the biggest window, if you have option like that. If you have a couch looking at the view, like you can think of it like a summer house, you can sit on a couch and look at the view right in front of you with the huge windows, and when you drop down your curtain like this, you get yourself a projector screen without ruining the regular look of the house. Otherwise, you have to drill hole and custom, there are more expensive screen. You cut the ceiling and you install them inside, but for that you need a gap. And I might in the future show you those sort of screens. There are companies that are trying to get me for those sort of screens, but basically this is cheaper than them and much more easy to apply in any home. But if you're going to install fresh, brand new home, just consider the depth and try to give a little more space than I did for different curtain spacing. Because if you give a space instead of this, if I didn't have that, my probably sun blocker will go right down straight. But with this curtains, side aesthetic purposes curtains, I think it will bump up on the way. Maybe I will take them and make them straighter by taking them and closing the curtains, making them straighter, so that way my screen will go below as straight as possible. So for my setup, but if you have the spacing, you have to adjust the rail systems for that. But I can take this curtain anytime because I have plastic connection points. I can click them, take them out, and take this curtain, take it anywhere I want, any home with these same lengths. So this is much more portable, easy to reinstall in a different room. And most important part, it's not blocking the view, and also it is getting me the screen, big screen size, where I really sit and enjoy the view also. So without further ado, we are going to go to the conclusion, and you're going to see some picture qualities with a big screen and how it looks on this sun blocker regular curtain. In this part of the video, I just want you to see this is not a good picture at all. But by the way, the projector is Epson LS300 and it needs to deliver quite a bit of good picture, if you ask me. Even though this room looks bright, but basically the side curtains are closed, but again, this is getting more sunnier. Maybe you are seeing the light from coming below. But the distortion of the screen, like because of the side curtains are pushing this front curtain, it's just bending and creating a curvature, like I told you in the early example. So basically in this section, you're seeing a huge amount of distortion. By the way, if I can push this video to 4K instead of, let's just at least 440p to see a sharper image. So the image is actually good, but the problem is, as you can see, vertical angle, because the screen is going like this and then going like that up top. So this is going like a very large curvature. It's not ideal. You need a perfect flat image. That's why ultra short throw projectors doesn't like that. But there is not, when you look at the sides, left and the right, when the camera moves, you definitely see the distortion, waving effect. This sort of scenes, you don't see it that much, but basically this is ruining, let's just say $1,500 projectors visual when it comes down to the distortion. And I guess you can clearly see up top the image is going down around there, because it's not just because of angle of the projector. I can lower the projector and get the image lower. That's not the point. The point that I want to make here is the distortion of the screen, and it just ruins it for ultra short throw. But for the long throw, I will shoot another section. I will get my regular dress and probably use a powerful long throw projector, even though it's going to be full HD projector. I will share my opinions in the end. But can you use it? Yes. By the way, this projector is right now probably in the bright cinema mode. If I can push the dynamic, you can clearly see brightness difference. Up top, you're seeing 3 meter, and at the bottom, you're seeing probably 270, like probably maybe 260. Visual is narrowing. That's not a good stuff.
Welcome to the last section of the video. Right now what you see is 135-inch image to the curtain that I've created as a projector screen. Projectors are not equal. This is Epson LS300. It is $1,500, and this one is going to be one of my upcoming budget projectors, like secondhand. It's probably about 6 or 7 years old, but with a brand new bulb, and it has the capability of delivering over 200-inch images. Like if you want to go big, you don't have an alternative, because Epson style ultra short throws cannot throw above 150, and at the 150 the corners are not sharp. When you look at the image, the contrast is not the same. The reason is obvious. This is the Vivid Storm ALR. So with the Vivid Storm ALR and the small size, the size of this screen is 92, and the visual that you see is about 85, because it has to go a little further back. So if I've been able to go a little bit back, you're going to see a little bit less contrast and less brightness for this image. But basically, expensive projector with a Vivid Storm ALR is nowhere near this setup. And this is not a cheap setup, like I told you earlier. This is a 135-inch Screet, that is the most important part for me, Screet screen. And when I close, okay, I will close the Epson, and you're going to get a contrast increase a lot, because Epson just throws a lot of light back. I will close the Epson, and as you can see, when the room is without no light, and the camera will adjust. This section of the video is been auto shooted, but try to give you the auto exposure of our eyes. So you basically have a huge 135-inch image. 85 will give you cinematic experience. 92 will give you cinematic experience. But TVs are getting bigger, and for that reason, I might be in the future changing this Vivid Storm ALR to 120-inch. Because after 100-inch, you really get the cinematic effect from the distance. By the way, you're seeing the screens small. Let's look at me. This is a huge screen, 135-inch, 3 meter length. This is less than, around 2 meters, maybe even less. This is a 92-inch screen. And I will get back to the Epson again, and I will probably have to go forward a little bit to match it up. Okay, I'm trying to find, probably after the fish scene, they will match up. Yeah, kind of like match up. So I'm going to open up the sun blocking system, motorized, so I can block the lights whenever I want. Right now I'm taking them off. So this is a summertime, and at 9 o'clock. So behind the screen, you don't see my sun shaders, only privacy curtains. And as you can see, when the curtains are going up, there is nowhere near solution as a Vivid Storm ALR or ALR screens at all. So if you're going to use it in a lit environment, by the way, you definitely see the change in the room. Again, I will close the Epson because you've seen it so far. So I'm going to close the Epson and give you my full conclusion. You are seeing, by the way, the Vivid Storm ALR, how dark it is, basically. This is a pretty dark screen and you need a pretty bright projector. But what this screen does, or curtain does, fully block the sun at the back. So I probably mentioned in the couple of times in the video, I am repeating myself, I know, but you are also getting yourself a sun blocker. So this way, if you have a great view, you will be able to use it in the same space with the view, like a cottage or something, or a standalone home. I am living in a flat in a big city, but if you're living in a dedicated home of your own, and if you have a view with big windows, so you will be able to create a screen like this. The total result of this, you can buy a motorized projector screen, regular white screen like this, from a projector screen brand. My choice was obvious, to make it secretly available for me whenever I want. I can pull it off, and I got a view. And I can pull it down just in a couple of seconds. But it's not motorized. But it's faster than motorized versions, believe me, because I have motorized screens. And when I put screen or curtain down, I'm actually blocking this side of the room's light. That way I can live up with it. Like this is 9:30 o'clock in a sunny, not too much of a sunny day maybe, but I guess it's easily usable. Of course, the projector that I use is again over 3000 ANSI lumen, but I'm going to measure it. It is on the declaration. It says about 7000, but it's an old projector and the bulb has been changed before me. It's a brand new bulb, but I need to check it if it's a aftermarket, if it's successing or not. But basically we are lacking the contrast when the side curtains are just trying to shade the sun. But if I drop down my sun blockers down fully completely, I can really enjoy where I sit right here, probably about 4 meters. It's like being a little bit in the front of the cinema feeling. It's big, but I can go back with this couch. This couch can move. So this is definitely giving you more of a feeling of a cinema rather than 80, 90 inches in my setup. But if I had a 120 ALR, I will be pushing this. But this is basically going to give me the result that I want. I can test long throw projectors here much more easily, and I can create a bigger screen in my distances because the room is longer this way, shorter that way. So basically this is my longer spot, so I can use 4K ultra short throw or but ultra short throw is not possible, but 4K short throw and 4K long throw projectors. And most of the time sponsors just send me long throw projectors. Ultra short throw projectors doesn't come to me as a sponsorship. So buying ultra short throws are much more expensive and I don't need anything. So basically I have a 4K TV, you know by now. So this is going to be probably the next setup for me to test more stuff much more easily and also enjoy bigger screen that I used to because I had 3-meter length screen. So I'm covering it up. Let's finish this video. I hope you learned something. If you haven't seen my entire screen materials video, there is a ALR screens, high gain screens, proper white screens, and long throw ALR screens and ultra short throw ALR obsidian screens and stuff. I've shown all these materials in a single video, so you can go back and check in the end of this video. I wouldn't recommend this projector style screen setup for my choice. For people buying single LED, not powerful projectors, because it's big, basically 135 inch, and also it's not high gain. If you go below 1000 ANSI lumen, I highly recommend high gain screens because you will get better reflections in a dark room. But if you don't have a dark room, then you must find yourself a long throw ALR screen, because long throw ALR screen again will be a little darker and consume your light, but will give you better contrast in a little bit of lit environments. It's all about your choice. So I hope to see you in the next video. Home cinema and tech review. Bye.